Hello, it's Pink and Orange Gold, and I'm doing another video. Today we're gonna be playing S.P.Q.R, the Emperor's Darkest Hour. So let's start it up. Now this game is an experience. I've never beaten it, but we'll try to beat it, I guess. The goal for today is only just making sure my setup is actually working. We're gonna be running around in the beginning area, doing some reading. This game has a lot of reading. This game is basically a point and click adventure, but there's a lot of mystery solving. Supposed to be one person, maybe more people, or one person in particular that's kind of messing up everything in ancient Rome. We're supposed to find out which of the persons is guilty of what. I don't know. Definitely this game has cutscenes, but they're not very high resolution. This game is very old, released, and I have no idea.
I have sent for you from the provinces just in time. Our year of celebration has ended in martial law and a reign of terror. I am to be arrested by those who don't wish me to finish my work. You must complete what I have begun. Welcome to Rome.
I'm not sure how much you could hear of the audio here. It's kind of spooky. We're kind of hearing footsteps. We're basically an apprentice from somebody. It's supposed to solve a mystery. This is interesting. This is a skeleton picture. Has a bone mission, so I think this sound is definitely supposed to be with the hook, but we can't click here because it's just setting this game up was a bit of a pain. I'm not sure why my mouse cursor was whatever, it was not working on the screen as it was. We can do a little bit of magic here. We can drag this over the fire and make a bit of a fireball. We can go farther. There's a number written here, or a name. So it's basically, it's not the most intuitive point and click, because certain points you can't go to, and there's sometimes you can look around in like 8 directions. We might even look up, but I guess currently we can't look up. There's a point where you can look up. I'm sure of it. There you go. So basically we're in the sewers. It's a nice place to start. We can look at this. I'm not sure what this even is. Sometimes it's hard to tell even what's going on here, even with the resolution. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is like a boat or some kind of weight mechanism. Obviously, I did get past this part of the game. It could be quite confusing here, just looking around, and yeah. So what you're supposed to do is pick this up, put this over here, turn the crank. Very nice sound. Maybe the game audio is a little bit low at this point, but generally there's not much in the game of sound. There was some voice acting in the beginning, but I might also have that written down on paper, which I have to read. So we're just gonna climb up. This cutscene is very low res, as you can see. It's not only that the video that you're watching is like not keeping up with what's going on screen, but it's just low res in the game. So if you want to go through this door, you have to solve a puzzle. I'm not sure if this affects the game, because I'm pretty sure there's multiple endings. But if you try to go back into the sewer, you're just... the knob is getting broken off, so I'm gonna just solve the quote-unquote puzzle. And then we're gonna read this. My young apprentice, thank Jupiter you have arrived safely. It is unfortunate that your first journey to Rome should occur at a time of such great peril. I have been forced to take certain precautions and hide my inventions from those who would interfere with my work, and from the one who would destroy our great city before the year is out, the Calamidas. Or Calamidas? Calamidas? Go to my desk to find the notes you will need to begin your mission. So, Cornelius is like our master? I can even click here. What is this? So we're just supposed to go into... this is supposed to give us a clue that we're supposed to go to his desk, get the notes, to continue our story. So that's fun. But this game mostly is resolved around the machine here. This door doesn't do anything here. Maybe later in the game we can actually go here, but that might be late game. Never really seen it open myself. I've seen some gameplay of this game on YouTube, but I've actually not watched it. It would seem kind of boring to watch the gameplay without commentary, because there's also a lot of things to read. I guess we can't open this one. So there's a bit of a mechanic here on the table, and that's supposed to pull the pillar under the temple or whatever it is. So this machine is basically what we're going to be focusing on for the main part of the game, but for now we're just goofing off in the real world. So there's also a name here. I believe this is a name. I can't open this thing. Neither can I open up this thing. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if the names are important. I don't know if I'm supposed to take notes. I don't know what any of this means. So we can put a clip here. Boom. Oh no. If we don't put anything there, nothing happens either. I think this is supposed to be something. I am confused about this one. I'm pretty sure something else is supposed to happen and this clip just breaking, but for now I don't really see what to do here other than doing just that. So there's a bunch of letters here. Also, this is the note we're supposed to pick up, I guess. Very interesting. I don't... As you can see, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just intrigued by the game. So there's a nice Ceiling painting. Nice architecture. It actually has decent graphics, this game. Of course, this door is locked. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing as to what exactly is going on here. It's like a map. This is a map of Rome, or part of the map. Literally doesn't really mean much. Yeah. This is, I don't even know what that is. I can't really do anything here. Autumnus spring? I mean, autumn. Fall, of course. Duh. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here. So we're supposed to take this note. I don't plan on making this episode like very long. I just want to run around here. Maybe an hour would be great. Less than an hour or half an hour would be great too. So we're just gonna read the notes and see what this game is really about. And the next episode I'm gonna have different goals. We're actually gonna play the game the next episode. No, we're still playing the game today, but we're just staying in the starting area, making sure my setup works. And then reading everything we can, and the next episode we're actually gonna go run into Rome and do some exploring, do some more reading, and actually doing stuff. And this is more like an introduction. So, who is the Calamitis? My dear apprentice, events are unfolding quickly. The city is full of rumors of a saboteur and mysterious catastrophes, and the Emperor will surely declare martial law. I fear a repeat of the wave of terror that occurred on the outset of his reign. For weeks, I have been trying to determine the identity of the mysterious Calamitis who threatens the city. I've narrowed it down to 5 of my acquaintances. Go to the forum and find their 5 journals. If you fail, the innocent will again be slaughtered, and the Emperor itself will be in the gravest danger. I describe the 5: Lucius, Verania, Xanthus, Sibyl, and Gordian on the next pages. One of them is the Calamitis. Your mission in Rome. I have devoted my life to the inventions of machines and technologies that would bring a new golden age, and now Calamitis would destroy it all. When you find the 5 journals of my friends, you will have access to their inner thoughts and desires. But this is not enough. You must keep abreast of events in Rome. The Calamitis will practice sowing chaos and destruction in anticipation of a great final blow. Go to the scene of the crimes as reported in the ACTA Diurna. Sift through the evidence. The suspect associated with the greatest number of crimes will surely be the Calamitis. You must stop Calamitis. The empire is in danger. Lucius. Lucius is a young man from an old and noble patrician family. His family wealth and reputations have been in decline for several years since his father was disgraced and thrown out of the Senate. As the oldest son, it is up to Lucius to restore his family's honor, but he has failed miserably at everything he has tried, including the law and the military. I don't know what that means though. He operates as a forum investigator, doing political favors and taking more mundane cases so that he can afford his large appetites for wine and food. He has failed miserably at everything he has tried, including the law and the military. He has failed miserably at everything he has tried, including the law and the military. Duh. So easy. Verania. Verania is a woman who has given her life to the celibate's service of the state religion of Vesta. It's a long sentence. Having spent her life in the Forum, tending the sacred flame, she is an expert on the myths and the legends of Rome. She is at a crossroad in her life because, after 30 years of service, she now has the freedom to leave the Vestal Order. Verania loves Rome, but I fear that she has lately become increasingly disillusioned with the world outside her order and with the way Rome really works. She may be ready to complete again in her life. Xanthus. Xanthus spent his childhood in the northern forest. He harbors a distaste for the Empire because Roman troops burned his village and destroyed his family. He appeared to have set out to educate himself in the ways of Rome, as if he had some long-range plan in mind. After his education in Alexandria and Athens, Xanthus took a position here in Gordian's engineering office and began to learn how the city works. I sense that now that he is in Rome and understands better our culture and its achievements, his attitude has begun to soften. Others speak highly of his work in the engineering office, and I believe that he has grown fond of certain people in Rome. Sibyl comes from southern Syria, a mysterious and superstitious part of the empire. After arriving in Rome, she immediately opened a booth in an alley near the Temple of Saturn. She seems to take every opportunity to increase her status as a fortune teller, even if she has to make her prediction come true. In fact, she does not have some extrasensory powers, but I suspect that they are limited to the most vague and wispy visions of future events. She is cunning and increasingly ambitious and has quite a following, but somehow I sense a secret pain. Gordian. Gordian comes from an equestrian family and has spent his life consumed with architecture and engineering. He manages his apartment. He manages his department at the tabularium with an iron hand, but treats his workers with the care of a father, firm and constant. He rarely gives in to emotional outbursts, but sometimes does so fiercely. He is aloof to commoners and humble before men of power. He works hard, but in his spare time wanders around the monuments of Rome, soaking in every detail, noticing every chip and crack. He is meticulous in his planning and aggressive in his production, but lately I have begun to suspect that there is another side to Gordian. Right, so those are our suspects. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 suspects, and they all have their stories. Definitely we have to pick this up to put in the machine. There's a ton of notes here to read more, so we're just gonna read more. The calendar scroll. Cornelius. Above the calendar panel, at the center of the navigator, no, not navigator, but Navitor. Navitor, you will continue. You will notice a thin calendar scroll. The scroll is your key to the rhythm of the city. The festivals, gladiatorial games, feasts, and sacrifices that punctuate the Roman year. Just as you must explore the spaces of the city, you must master the Roman calendar to know when the temples are open or when the gates are closed. Above all, remember the festivals. These can be times of danger for those who are not familiar with the streets of the city. Remember that in Rome, time is always marching on. I pray that you will always have enough time to complete your mission. It doesn't say always, but yeah, makes sense. Secret compartments. I have designed a number of compartments and sliding drawers to the Navitor, each of which has a particular function. They are opened and closed by means of two thin gold handles. The handles on the left and the right drawer will open the two compartments in which you will store the objects that you gather on your quest. These objects are valuable. Study them and keep them safely stored until you need them to perform a particular task. Remember that the 5 nameplates give you access to the notebooks of the 5 suspects. Read them, my dear apprentice, for they reveal much about their authors and much about the mysteries of Rome. So A, 1, 2, 3, B, C, 3, 2, 1, D. Heims. Right, so maybe we should write this down. Third scroll is important somehow. The Lodestone. At the lower right corner of the Navitor panel, you will notice a circular lodestone device which will be your compass. The revolving wheel with the 8 directions is connected to a piece of magnetic iron ore, which is balanced on a needle in such a way that it always correctly indicates north. A series of very light hidden gears translate the lodestone's horizontal spinning into the vertical plane. I fear, however, that there are moments when the various magnetic currents and other invisible forces will interfere with the lodestone, so you are advised to quickly learn your directions in the city in preparation for that time when you will be without a compass. Right, so that's for later in the game. That's not really that important. Starting the Navitor. After you will activate the Navitor and have arrived in the forum, you will notice the golden crank near the bottom, at the center of the Navitor panel. This control governs the speed at which the device will operate. The further you slide the crank to the right, the faster will the various phenomena occur. Do not make the mistake of running before you can walk. You may need some time to master this device. If it runs too fast, the Navitor may experience its seasonal breakdown before you have completed your mission. The same crank is also the switch to start up the Navitor, but you would do well to read the rest of these scrolls before you embark on your journey. So when I was younger and played the game, I was actually not reading all of this. And even if I could, I was not even... I don't know English at that age. Also, even if I knew English, I wouldn't even understand, so... The game was way above my head, so... We managed to solve some puzzles in the game, but not, like, by far anywhere far in the game, so we'll see how it goes today. I'm not sure if I want to play this game like completely blind or if I'm just going to follow along with a YouTube video. Like there's one YouTube video here on YouTube and that's like a long play of like all the endings. But I don't know. I think it would be wise to run around that, follow that, but I don't know. I've made a few last-minute modifications to the Navitor, hoping that you will put it to good use. I divided the scroll shelf into 5 slots to my 5 colleagues who have come under suspicion: Lucius, Varania, Xanthus, Sybil and Gordian. Find their journals and use the shelf to sift through the evidence. Their diaries will reveal their contents over time, but never beyond the day which is indicated by the calendar. The 5 nameplates will light up to indicate the presence of important additional information. Remember, all 5 suspects are in great danger, but 4 of them are innocent. You must identify the 5th, the saboteur. You must stop the calamitis. So, pretty deep lore in this the game. The Navitor. Only when you're fully prepared should you pick up the crank, which you'll find in the box on my desk. It will start the Navitor. The Navitor will eventually be a powerful device, but this is merely a prototype. I may not have time to fine-tune its delicate mechanics before the authorities arrive. However imperfect, it may be the only chance you have to explore Rome and gather the information you need to save the city. The Navitor has a tendency to break down with seasonal changes. If this happens, I will try to send you further instructions. If you have sufficient understanding of the 4 elements, you will be able to restart it, and you must restart it in order to continue your forum quest. So that's nice. I think we could break it down and then fix it again, which might lead to a different ending, but who knows? Nobody knows. Vision screen. The Navitor's most important feature is its upper surface, which may appear to be dented metal mirror. Actually, it is a delicate and very thin polished bronze surface with minute wrinkles that catch the light and cast images. Behind this layer is an array of mirrors and lenses crafted from pieces of polished rock crystal. I must admit, I borrowed a few ideas from an old text by Archimedes, published a few years after he used those giant burning mirrors to destroy the Roman fleet at Syracuse. In all modesty, I must say that this is far a more advanced technology than anything the Greeks could have imagined, since this device will let you view things that are at a distance. I mean, surely, if this is a Roman invention, it's really impressive. Plans and sections. At the bottom of the Navitor, you will notice the panel dedicated to floor plans and cross-section of the major monuments of the Forum. The Forum is the physical and symbolic heart of the city. This is where the calamitis will strike. You must be one step ahead of the saboteur. You must know every temple and basilica, every triumphal arch and subterranean passage. You must be able to move quickly and silently around the Forum. You will learn that a cross-section often reveals more than a plan, and that Rome is a multi-level world. Wow. Dark Souls. Layers upon layers upon layers. Welcome to my workshop, my dear apprentice. I write these notes in haste, knowing that the end may be near for me, and praying that you will arrive in time. You will recall our discussions about machines that can harness the power of the 4 elements: earth, wind, fire, and water. Inventions that have been my life's work, and I have made some progress, but there are some who feel my advances are dangerous in the current climate. What you see around you are merely a few of the devices, including the Navitor, which I have been tinkering with lately. Learn how to use them. I pray you will also discover the rest and deliver them safely to posterity. The ACTA Diurna. At the far left of the Navitor is the ACTA Diurna panel. You know my opinion of the Daily Gazette, the vile propaganda organ of the Imperial Palace. The Daily Gazette is hugely old then. I mean, they probably mean like the... whatever. It is written by a very clever and thoroughly corrupt officer whose job is to smooth over all the palace scandals, deny any reports that might cause public disturbance, plant rumors to undermine any opposition, and above all, make the emperor look good and all-powerful. However much I loathe the ACTA Diurna, it does report major crimes and catastrophes, and it would be foolhardy to ignore the official mouthpiece of the emperor. Read between the lines of those official pronouncements. You will sense the panic on the Palatine Hill. The calendar. Just above the startup crank you will find one of the most important features of the Navitor, the calendar. This panel accurately displays the day of the year by factoring in the rate of change indicated by the golden crank. In this case, I will freely admit to the influences of how do you say that? Ctesibius of Alexandria, that preeminent inventor who applied pneumatic principles to water clocks. My device, however, is a far more accurate timepiece, which will be one of your most valuable companions on your explorations. As you well know, all events in Rome are marked and calculated in anticipation of the 1st, 5th, and 13th day. The calends, the nuns, and the idols of each month. The calendar is your key to Rome. The map of Rome. Pay special attention to the map panel at the bottom of the Navitor. The map will permit you to move quickly around the city to locations that you have already visited at least once. If you get lost, you will notice that the map functions like a trail of breadcrumbs. You will see markers indicating that where you have been. The flashing marker shows you where you are. If you go too far and find yourself in danger in a dark side street, you need only refer to this map to effect a quick return to the comparative safety of the forum. When you read of a crime in the ACTA Diurna, use the map to go quickly to that location in the city. You have no time to waste. Right. So I think that's all there is to read in this section of the game. It's been like just over half an hour. I hope you enjoyed. Next time we'll just go and start up this machine This is the calendar, of course. This doesn't function yet because I didn't start it up. But hey, we'll see how this works the next time. There's gonna be plenty of more reading to do, so if you like bedtime stories or like those kind of things, like if you like me reading nonsense that I have no clue what I'm reading about, then this is definitely for you. If you're not into any of that, then yeah. So then that's probably not for you, but hey, I think this game is hugely interesting. Mostly this functions like Google Maps, and there's loads of things to do, so we'll just take a look at this next time. I'm gonna save the game. See ya.